Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me on this Monday, September, was it the 13th? I don't know. Let me check. Yeah. September 13th. For those of you, if this is your first time watching, thank you. I hope you like and enjoy. Like, subscribe, share. If you're joining me back for, what is this, episode 8, thanks for continuing to come back. Keep liking, keep following, keep sharing. That's super helpful. My subscribers went up a bit in the last week. Thanks in part a bit to my husband who put a call out on his Facebook, and to my friends over at Flock Around the Table. Thanks, ladies. It was great spending time with you yesterday. My name is Leah. I am Pygmy Tiger Knits on Instagram and YouTube. And Pygmy Tiger is my nickname for my stripy orange cat, Charlie. He's 10 years old and is my first baby. And he's a good boy. And he's always with me when I'm knitting. And my husband, when we started dating, started calling him a Pygmy Tiger because he's orange and stripy. And it just kind of stuck. So, thank you. I was very lucky over the weekend. I got to go down to Indianapolis and have a visit with some of my knit family down there, especially Sue, Micah, and Deb of Flock Around the Table. And I got to be a guest on their podcast. So if you have never checked out their podcast, I highly recommend. Go check it out. You know, why don't we, I don't know. In the future, I'll have to have a giveaway of some sort. I don't know what to give away though right now. I don't know. But definitely go check them out. They're a fun group of ladies. I miss them a ton. It was a really good podcast. I had a lot to relate about motherhood this last episode. So I've been very busy this week. I have been shuffling kids all over town and prepping to get ready for our trip out to Seattle. We leave in just 2 more sleeps, as my kids like to say. We leave on Wednesday. Oh, I forgot to turn my light on. I was wondering why I look so funny. Oh, God, so bright. There we go. It's funny how much different it looks. There we go. Much better. That was funny. Whoops. So anyway, we leave. Charlie, don't rub on the camera. Charlie's wanting to rub on the tripod. We leave on Wednesday, but we're flying in the evening. So it's still going to be a normal morning for my kids' school, which should be helpful for me getting the last stuff in the car to get ready to go to the airport. And my new ride, my new stroller, the Wonderfold. No, I'm not sponsored, but hell, I should be. That thing's amazing. It finally arrived today in the nick of time. So I set it up and figuring out how to collapse and take it down and get the kids in and out of it and take it for a test drive. Oh my God, it is. Ugh. Any other moms or parents out there that have 3 or more children that still need help, assistance, get their little legs get tired, I highly recommend this stroller. It is a Cadillac of strollers. It's wonderful. So got that today. So I only really worked on 3 projects this week while I was knitting. Excuse me. Sorry. I have that seasonal delight of sinus fun stuff going on right now. So please send prayers that it clears up before the flight. I have been checked. I'm fine. My youngest Maggie, though, needs a little bit of assistance because poor girl is having a rough time. She's getting some teeth and she's all snotty and yeah. So I have been working like crazy on my Christmas in July sweater. The pattern's from Tannis Fiber Arts. And here's my progress. So last Monday I cast on and showed you all, and I was to this progress keeper right here. The next day I went to here, and then the next day after that I went to there. So I've only worked on this for 4 days. The 4th day I only had a little bit of time. So I'm very pleased with it. I'm very excited. It's making me really happy. And I think, I'm pretty positive I'm going to have enough yarn from the yoke to do 1 for each of my girls. So I just had to order more of the white. And I'm going to knit. I always tend to knit them. If it's a new sweater for the year, I tend to go a little bit big. So that way I get at least 2 years out of it. So it'll still fit them next season. So with Maggie, who's in 18-month size, I'm going to be knitting a 2T. And I'm going to knit it longer. So it's kind of like a dress right now for her. The tights, oh my god, she's gonna look so cute. And then next year it'll be more of a sweater length for her. And then the other two will get just bigger sweaters. So I'm really happy with this. I'm just so excited about it. But I had to stop myself because I just kept going on it. And I'm like, Leah, this was supposed to be plain knitting, Seattle mindless knitting, because I'm just on the body, so it's just straight stockinette until I get to the length I want. So that is in there. Oh, and in my knitting bag, look, Miss Sue, Edie calls her Auntie Sue, sent me home with her Sue spicy salt, and it smells so good. Oh God, she makes her own seasoned salt. This woman comes up with some great stuff, and she fed me wonderful food, and it was lovely. So that's in my knitting bag. The other two things I worked on, I did get one more pair of socks completed. Do you guys do this when you have your knitting bag? You roll down the edge a little bit, so that way it kind of makes like a portable yarn bowl. I find it helpful. I did finish these. My pink and white contrast Christmas socks. Now I can take my progress keeper off because I've showed you. So I got those done. This was using sweet tea fibers that I picked up at the Village Yarn Company in Zionsville, Indiana. Those. And then I cast on these while I was at Sue's house on Saturday night. I was going to work on weaving in the ends on my Simple Something sweater while I was there, but we were watching a movie, and it was a new to me movie, so I couldn't look down and sew in ends and still pay attention. So I cast on a socks, that way I could watch the movie and keep knitting. So I'm almost done with these. I'm almost to the toe, but it's been a very crazy, hectic, busy day in my house, starting to pack and get ready and shuffle kids to and from school, and poor Maggie not feeling good. So haven't got to finish it yet today. Haven't even knit. It's not true. At the dentist this morning, I knit like 5 rows. That's all I've done today. So this was a homespun house in one of her Christmas at Hogwarts colorway from 2018 or 19. I don't remember. So that's in there. So does anybody else when they travel think about what they're knitting before they think about packing knitting wise instead of packing everything else? I've been trying to think, like, I've been thinking about that sweater that I wanted to take that to Seattle the whole time. And it's always been a plan to also knit socks. But I just don't know which ones to pack. Obviously, I'll pack the homespun house socks because they're not done. And I don't anticipate finishing that pair before we leave because there's lots to do around my house to get ready for this trip. But I was thinking, okay, well, I'm definitely bringing one more sock to bring. But I don't know what one. Simply because, the sweater I will leave at my mom's house and be knitting that in the evenings and during nap time. But if we're out and about waiting, or because I'm going to be chauffeured around on this trip. I am not driving. I will be a passenger, which means I get to car knit. So, and also knitting on ferry boats is always really fun. So hopefully I'll get to. I'm sure my kids will want to run around and check out the ferry boat. But I can't decide if I want to bring another Christmas sock or if I want to bring a non-Christmas sock. I can't decide if I want to bring the rest of the pink left over from Sue's sock, or if I want to wind up one of these. Oops, I just dropped a skein. Hold on. Sorry. Or if I want to bring one of these owl knit fibers. So help me decide. This one's called Mambo number 5 self-striping. Lots of yellow, very cheery, bright, and happy. This one's called Luna from Harry Potter. Very much like that one. Or this one is Hermione Granger. I can't decide. Maybe you guys can help. Comment below. Let me know. So those are all the projects. I realized that a couple weeks ago, podcast ago, I talked about Sashiko mending. So I thought I'd show this today. This is the Sashiko kit I got a while ago that has the pattern printed on it for common popular Sashiko designs. And then it came with the special cotton Sashiko thread and needles. And it also came with some direction a bit on where to start and so on and so forth, because these are supposed to be tea towels. But I thought I could do the Sashiko embroidery and then make project bags out of it to have that texture and have it around more, and also not mess it up as a tea towel. So that's in there. That's fun. So it's in my little yarn bowl that I've had for years and years and years that I don't actually use as a yarn bowl anymore. And then this is my cool darning mushroom from, Buku. You can read that. And it's got this handy elastic on it that's indented, so you just strap over. And I love that now. I don't know if you can see all my little needle marks on it from when I was adding all those patches and mending Edie's Star Blankie. So that's helpful with mending, with socks too, because you can just put it, let me show you. You can just put it. There's many different mending kind of handhelds like this. There's a darning egg, which is just what it sounds like, a little wooden egg kind of on a handle like this. It's kind of small though. So this is bigger. This is called a darning mushroom. So you can just push it in and have it where you need it. That way you're not stabbing your fingers if you're using a sharp needle in there. So quite handy tool. I like it. I like how hefty it is. I don't like my darning egg as much as I like my darning mushroom. I don't even know where my darning egg is, if that tells you anything. Also, there's ones that kind of look like you know those old wooden like shoe forms that you used to put in leather shoes to keep their shape or stretch them out. There's one that kind of looks like that. It's very smooth. I'd love to find an antique one. That would be really cool. So got that. I was at Edie. Edie goes to a school that is an outdoor concept, nature preschool. And I know that sounds super crunchy granola hippy dippy, but it's not. It is amazing, the programming that they do. It's on a nature preserve, nature center. Excuse me. And the kids are outside all the time, which during COVID was even better. During the wintertime, they had fires outside and they made s'mores, obviously supervised by many adults. They explore, they jump, they challenge their confidence and their balance and bravery, climbing trees and logs and tap maple trees for syrup, but they also do the classic reading, writing, learning letters, sounds, counting, all of that stuff. It's such a cool concept. So she hasn't started school yet. It starts soon. But they had the open house, so I got to bring all of them. And it was the first time that Edie had gotten to bring us into the outdoor classroom, because during COVID, it's closed off to parents. And normally before COVID, parents were welcome all the time, and siblings. So we got to go play in the mud kitchen, and they wanted to read books, so we're reading books. And we read this book, and I thought, oh my God, I need this book. Because it's knitting, and it's a children's book. It's called The 3 Billy Goats Fluff. And it's about the billy goats, of course, that are going over the troll bridge, and they're all loud and making the troll really mad. Well, the mama goat is a knitter, and she comes up with a plan. And here's all the billy goats fluff with all their little hand knits and their mittens and booties and skeins of yarn. So she sends one of the goats with a present. Oh, here's the goat. The present to the troll. And then the goats wear booties to go over the bridge. So that way it's no longer loud for Mr. Troll. And then she knits Mr. Troll earmuffs and a blanket to apologize for her noisy goat children. And I just loved it. And I thought, oh my God, I need this. I need this book in my life. So I ordered it from Amazon to have in my collection, my kids' library. But this will probably be one that when we're thinning out the kids' library as they get older, that I'll keep for my future grandkids. So I got that. We talked a lot about motherhood on the Flock Around the Tables podcast and what you can do to encourage a mom, that if a mom is sharing her frustrations about what's going on with her kids, especially as stay-at-home moms, that's a mom asking for help and support and guidance or just encouragement. Say, you're doing a good job. You are doing a good job. Keep going. You're not screwing up your kids. Offer those little, they may be really small to you, but those little golden nuggets of encouragement. Wow, I really love how well behaved your kids are. Or, I have been there, you're doing just fine. Or don't say, you have your hands full. Don't say that. I know I have my hands full. My hands are full, but full of love. Don't say that. Find something different to say. Find something more encouraging to say instead of, here's another bucket in your overwhelmingly heavy bucket in arms. Say something more encouraging. So I hope I am doing a good job with my kids. I hope I'm turning them into good people who are willing to help, that want to be helpers, that seek out people and notice people who could use an extra hand, an extra lift, and help them. So maybe that's what your mission is this next week. Comment below about a time in the next week or last week where you saw somebody and gave them a little bit of positive energy, because we could all use a little bit more. I will not be podcasting next week as I will be in Seattle visiting, so you'll see me in 2 weeks. Sorry for the gap, but there's no room in my suitcase to bring my setup, or I would, because it would be fun to have my mom. But I don't know, maybe I'll make like a vlog of our little bit of time there and the excitement. So I wish you all a good week. Keep on knitting, keep on dreaming, keep on encouraging others. Thanks for watching.